Welcome to Batey Arts Centre, where the tension is high as artists get set for the semi-final.
Did you know that the American artist Jackson Pollock said every great artist paints what he is? And he threw his paint on the floor.
But this is no time to be standing around talking Pollock. It's the semi-final of Portrait Artist of the Year.
Over the last 8 weeks, we've seen over 70 of the UK's best amateur and professional artists compete here to paint some very portrait-worthy faces.
And begin.
Wow!
I could pickle me walnuts.
I thought I was ugly. I look gorgeous in these.
And after winning their heats, 8 artists got to savour the moment.
I'm very surprised. I'm just gobsmacked that I won. It's wonderful.
Now, at the semi-final, the artists have everything to paint for. A place in the final, and the chance to win a £10,000 prize to paint songwriting legend Nile Rodgers for the Royal Albert Hall.
On the lookout for some exceptional talent are our judges.
We've got 8 artists who are taking it incredibly serious.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just extraordinary, the power of concentration coming off them.
But with just 3 places available, don't overdo it.
You've heard it from the master.
The artists will need extraordinary focus to make it to the final.
Do you think you've learned anything wise from the heat?
Yeah, concentrate really hard all the time.
This is your very polite way of saying, go away, Stephen, I want to paint.
Not remotely, yes,
Okay,
please.
all right.
Eight artists won their heats to claim a place at the semi-final. Toby Michaels, Chris Longridge, Timothy Gatenby, and Eleanor Johnson.
Feels like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and I don't want to ruin it by worrying too much. So I'm hoping to just enjoy it and just have fun.
They're joined by Christos Zimaris, Inga Duplessis, Christabel Blackburn, and Charles Williams.
I didn't sleep very well last night. Most of the time I dreamt about painting portraits rather badly.
Our artists find Batey Arts Centre looking a little different to how it appeared at the heats.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's beautiful. The big drapery. The drapery.
I love the lights. That's going to be interesting.
How are you on drapery?
Really bad.
Batey Arts Centre has been returned to its dramatic roots today.
Right.
In the heats, everything was a bit more closed off. We created these imaginary art historical universes. Today, it's all about the stage, it's about the theatre, it's about performing.
The level of competition this year is super high, and we've got quite a difference in there. They're sort of chalk and cheese, some of these artists. So I think it's going to be quite a difficult day for us as judges.
Today's task is one step up from the heat in the sense that we've given the artist a sitter with a backstory that suits the set, and we want to see how they edit these different elements and produce a rich, compelling portrait.
So which famous face will be the artistic inspiration of today? Artists, congratulations on making it to the semi-final. No doubt you already have designs on this background, but you'll need to know who's going to be in front of it, so let me introduce you to your sitter. She is the First Lady of British musical theatre and originated some of its most iconic roles. She's a triple threat, a singer, an actor, and a dancer, and if that weren't enough, she also delights listeners with her radio show. Please welcome Elaine Paige. With a string of awards, including an OBE to her name, Elaine's stage career has spanned over 5 decades, recording 22 solo albums and appearing in concert across the world, from the White House to the Royal Albert Hall.
Fantastic to meet
Nice to see you. You well?
you. Yes, I'm good, thank
Oh,
you.
you
I'm
look
very
amazing.
good. Thank you.
Absolutely fantastic. We've got lots of plush, red velvet curtains.
The red drapes.
Yeah, to make you feel at home.
Very theatrical.
And you're on your own little stage.
Yes, look at me. I'm on a podium.
Have you had your portrait painted before?
I have had my portrait painted before, but I have never sat exactly.
Well, you've got 4 hours to sit today.
I know.
And we're going to have to find a comfortable position for you to sit in.
That's kind of comfy.
Yeah. There you go.
It's going to be really difficult because I'm a jolly, smiley kind of person.
Yeah.
I don't think I can manage that for 4 hours. No.
So something relaxed. I love your red shoes.
Well, I thought I might kick them off.
Oh,
Is that
great.
all right?
Yeah. Relaxed glamour.
Something like that.
Artists, congratulations on having reached the semi-final. The judges are already impressed with your talent, but as is usual at this stage, they now expect a little more.
Your sitter has spent most of her career in the spotlight, getting into character in front of dressing room lights or appearing on stage with the swish of a curtain. Your semi-final challenge is to reference this magnificent theatrical setting, which celebrates your sitter's illustrious career.
You have 4 hours to complete your portrait. Your time starts now.
You look beautiful.
In response to the brief, each artist has decisions to make about what or what not to include in their composition. But for one artist, this is no time to hold back with the paint.
Christel, it's a really good start. The scale's fantastic. I think you've got her placed really well.
Yes.
And here we've got these fantastic lights and really interesting background.
Yeah.
Do you think we might see some of that start to creep in?
I'm gonna try and paint it as it is. The head is lit up with everything, and she's blonde, and it's like sparkles and all that. So hopefully the face will shine as it is there.
Well, I'm pleased that you've gone with this size.
Let's hope it's gonna work.
It's going to work.
Originally from Greece, Christos Samaris is now based in London, working as a professional artist. He painted actor Ken Stott in his heat, which the judges loved as a portrait loaded with emotion and energy, making it stand out from the rest.
I'm intrigued by the way that you paint. Do you know at this stage whether you're going to leave that dripping effect that you've already created?
No, I don't know. I have no idea.
So you're just kind of painting and you'll see what survives at the end of the day?
Well, that's the challenge, try and see whether this thing will work when I develop the painting.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's happier in the beginning than the end.
You've got to believe in it, Christel. I can feel the energy coming off you. It's good.
I'm going to try my best.
Good.
Hi, Tim.
Hi.
You look very relaxed.
Yeah, I was in the zone then.
Well, it's your style as well. You sort of paint a bit, you stand back, paint another bit, stand back.
Yeah.
Because some people here, not mentioning any names, Christos, they're full of intensity and, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if Christos upends his table and storms out. He's full of that kind of passion.
Yeah, I guess it's just a different sensibility. He's obviously quite immediate, but I'm quite slow.
After training in Florence, Timothy Gatenby is now based in London, painting full-time. Despite his seemingly relaxed approach, he was ambitious enough to take on a diptych of poet John Cooper Clarke at the Heats, conjuring a unique atmosphere which the judges loved. You've taken the brief on board.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see you've got the shoes in.
They're a bit of glamour, aren't they? And it's sort of Wizard of Oz, which comes back to that musical.
Yes, that's true. Have you seen many of Elaine's?
I've seen Cats before.
Have you? Can you do a bit for us now?
Yeah, you wish.
Would you like to duet with Elaine?
I thought you were going to duet.
Well, I mean, I will if you insist. I keep wandering by humming Memory, but she's not biting.
Now, Elaine, What is behind the idea of kicking off the red shoes?
Well, footwear was always very important to me in trying to find the character. So today, as it was going to be me, just being me, I thought I'd get rid of the shoes and kick them off.
That's a wonderful explanation. They've already been something of a hit.
Oh,
Yes.
good. Well, they're red, clickety-click, aren't they?
Okay, what have we got here?
As well as choosing the composition and getting a good likeness, it's the artist's job to capture something more.
Christel, you have tackled head and shoulders all the way down to the hands, actually.
Yeah, if
to
I had
set.
longer, my response would be to do her whole figure because her shoes kicked off was so great. And this looks like a theatre set, so to get that in would be, you know, emulating her character. But I don't know, I mean, is that her character? I quite want to hone in on her as a person. She's so sparkly and happy and smiley.
So are you going for something a bit more intimate?
Yes.
Christel Blackburn is a professional artist from London who trained as a figurative painter and sculptor. The judges love her cool palette and thought her heat portrait of actor Adrian Dunbar was both fresh and delicate.
You are the only one with this extraordinary green in your painting.
Yeah.
So will we see any of it at the end of the day?
I don't think so. What I'm going to try and do is represent her being in the spotlight. So I think I'm going to put in a yellow background. And
no red.
Maybe, no. I feel like she's a brighter colour than that.
You respond to something sparkly about her. You seem very fond of that idea of her.
I just really like her. I'm really fond of her.
No.
I love musicals and I love her radio show.
You must have been quite pleased when she sat down this morning.
I was. I had a little laugh to myself.
Hello, Toby.
You all right?
That's definitely her. That's a great likeness already. Yeah, she's a very alive presence,
She
isn't
is. She's got a glint in her eye, and she actually has a slight smile on her face.
And you're gonna try and
very,
capture
very
that?
difficult to do that.
Oh, is it difficult to capture? Why?
Because your mouths are always moving. Sargent said a portrait is a likeness of a sitter with something wrong about the mouth, and he was, the Lord and Saviour, John Singer Sargent, geezer.
Did he say that because he's not very good at mouths? Having recently graduated from Winchester Art School, Toby Michaels works as a professional artist in Buckingham. His heat portrait of actor Wumi Musaku was chosen by the judges, who loved the way he brought a contemporary edge to a classical style. Obviously, there's 7 other painters here. Are you peeking?
I've had a little look.
You can't avoid this one here.
I mean, I can't,
It's almost like he's turned deliberately to intimidate you.
It's almost good if someone's doing well. For instance, like around the eyes, I'm working out what the shapes will be, and it would be interesting to see if someone else has managed to resolve those shapes in
And then
that
you can
kind of
nick it.
area. Yeah, you can steal it. Any decent song, any decent painting is just
It's just nicked from somebody else.
it's just an eclectic mix of stolen stuff.
Lovely. Yeah, I don't think Andrew Lloyd ever wrote any of his songs, did he? He just nicked them all.
Yeah, probably.
The artists are almost 1 hour into their semi-final challenge.
Because I'm painting so much of the scene, it's going to be really difficult to get it all done in time. But I think I'll be all right, because I've drawn out quite a lot of it, so it's kind of just colouring in.
The relationship between the nose and the eyes is a bit of an issue at the moment, and making sure that the right eye is not looking like it's floating.
She's quite far. I can't see too much details, and I'm struggling to decide how I want to paint her. It's a bit tense at the moment. I'm just going to paint what I see.
Here at Batey Arts Centre, our semi-finalists are 1 hour into painting musical star Elaine Paige. The judges have asked the artist to reference the theatrical setting in their painting, and for one, this seems to be his main focus. Hello, Chris. So far we have all background and no star.
Yes, I might have bitten off more than I can chew, but I wanted to get in as much of that kind of big theatrical depth as I could before I started on the sitter. And perhaps foolishly, I've decided to do full body, but
yes,
it may be more than I can manage in 4 hours, but we'll see.
Well, it's good to be ambitious.
I'm giving up.
I mean, how often are you in the semi-final of Portrait Artist of the Year? You might as well go for it.
Exactly.
You know, don't leave anything in the dressing room.
I will literally throw everything at it.
Chris Longridge lives in Bromley with his wife and son and works as a film and TV journalist, finding time to paint alongside his job. The judges enjoyed the loose brush marks in his portrait of actor-director Noel Clarke, which brought the face to life. Do you think you've learned anything tactics-wise from the heat?
Yeah, concentrate really hard all the time.
Okay.
You really have to focus absolutely on every single brush stroke has to be the right one. You can't just do any casual little daubs here and there. You have to know what you're doing.
This is your very polite way of saying, go away, Stephen, I want to paint.
Not remotely. Yes,
okay,
please.
all right.
Although each of our artists is placed at a different angle around the sitter, technology means they're not bound to one perspective.
Eleanor, you've taken a full frontal view and you're here at one of the most oblique angles.
Yeah,
Why did you do that?
I mean, the task is to get that theatrical side of her.
Yeah.
A frontal view is quite a powerful stance.
So you feel like by taking this approach rather than the sideways, it's a bit stronger.
Yeah.
And as the day goes on, are you going to want to put yourself right in front of Elaine?
Probably, yeah. What I might do is just walk behind their easels and just
Have
get
a good
like,
look.
yeah.
So if we see you away from your easel, you haven't absconded, you're just
Yeah.
going to check in with her face.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Eleanor Johnson is based in London and about to study for a Masters in Fine Art at City and Guilds. Her portrait of actor Russell Tovey caught the eye of the judges as they felt she conveyed drama and psychological depth.
One of the things you did with Russell's portrait, you left a lot of the area on the outside black. Are we going to see that today, or are you going to try and give us a more finished?
I think red is a really good theatrical colour.
So it will be quite important for you to put that red curtain in.
100%. And in my picture, I've got a few lights, so I'm hoping that if I have enough time, I can get them in.
It's really good.
Thank you very much.
So our sitter today is placed in front of this epic background. What are you looking for from there?
No, I'm just delighted that this space has transformed itself into that. I mean, it looks fantastic. And it is, of course, the theatre here. And it's perfect for Elaine. And for the artists, of course, it's beautiful dynamics. They've got lots to work with, sweeping red curtains, the lighting. There's a lot of stuff.
And today we have Elaine, who is a real presence.
I mean, she's kicked off her shoes. She's got these beautiful, sexy legs. And she's really engaging with the artists. I hope they're responding because it's a semi-final. You know, it's about theatre, it's about Elaine, and I want them to bring all those things into play.
Elaine's got a lot of character in quite a small frame and quite a lot of dress. So that's going to be quite hard to do. There's a massive movement going down that way, which is all the curtains, and then her dress is going right across like that. So that's allowing me to make a really kind of dramatic composition in which I can place her, unless I muck it up, in which case it should be rubbish.
Having been a professional artist for over 25 years, Charles Williams is currently studying for a PhD in media, art and design. He produces multiple sketches as part of his process, as he did with the heat portrait of actor Asa Butterfield, which the judges thought captured his essence in a masterful way.
We know from watching you before that you do 4 or 5?
Yeah.
What are you learning as you move from one to the other?
My eyes are getting more and more used to what I'm looking at, and the more I look, the more I understand. You see things in a terrific panic, and then you gradually calm down and, you know, things start to organise themselves.
Does that mean this composition is the one that will go onto the big painting?
But no, I've got another couple of bits of paper that I'll hack away at first to see exactly how it's going to go.
Well, what you've reached already is the pose. I mean,
Yes,
the set
yeah,
of the
I'm trying to get that.
shoulders,
Yes,
the
yes,
arms.
yes, yes. And the red shoes now.
Yes, you've got that absolutely right. You can't afford to lose that next time round.
You're exactly right, yes.
Inga, that is a fantastic portrait already, and it's a big canvas.
Yeah, I toyed with the idea of working a bit smaller, but this is the way I'd normally work. What is always challenging is how to position the sitter within this to incorporate the kind of soaring heights and
The scale of that
the scale of it all, yes.
And these are the beginnings of the spotlights in the
Hopefully
background.
the beginnings of spotlights.
Right.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
South African-born Inga du Plessis lives in Maidenhead with her husband and son, teaching art alongside working as a professional artist. The judges described her heat portrait of rapper Tiny Temper as vibrant yet serene, and love the way she takes risks in her work.
Are you a fan of musical theatre?
I am, and I grew up with my mum absolutely adoring Elaine Paige. She represents a certain glamour and fabulousness. I would love to capture that part of it. And she's actually managed to have a very kind of like a friendly-looking face the whole time, without her actually smiling. It's just there's a gentleness, a kindness in her face, which is just delightful.
I'm trying to stay engaged with the artist to some degree, and I'm trying to imagine what they are doing. To see how it emerges from that blank canvas is a miracle to me. I'm not quite sure if I'm doing a good job of being a sitter or a bad job. You'll have to ask them later.
Part of the creative process is being brave enough to spot when things aren't working. And nearly halfway through the competition, that might involve making some radical decisions.
Chris, a second painting?
Yeah, I've started again. The original, I kind of bit off far more than I could chew. I thought I could get full body in, I could get the background in, but in 4 hours it just can't be done. And I thought if I keep going at it, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse.
And what we're seeing now is it's face first, big brushes are out, big slathers of paint.
Yes, I feel more confident doing that. I'm always happier working with the bigger brushstrokes.
Moving to the new painting, it was a relief, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yes, I found that sometimes when I'm painting, you get stuck down a track, and then you realise, actually, if you just step sideways, it's...
No, I was in a rabbit hole. I knew it. I should have started again half an hour ago.
The artists have just 2 hours left.
I'm in that problem-solving mode where I'm trying to make sure things are working. Marrying the background to the head is a difficult thing to do. I wouldn't say I've completely solved it, but it's going all right.
I don't think I've got a good likeness yet, but I think she's in there, waiting to come out, waiting to step out onto the stage, peeking behind the curtain. Here I am.
What I'm struggling with most is going to be detail, because it's a big space, small figure, so the figure has to be right. I'm not sure whether I'm winning.
Here at Batey Arts Centre, our semi-final artists are painting Elaine Paige, who's doing her best to keep her pose.
I just wonder, could we see a bit more leg?
Bit more leg?
I'm sorry, but you were earlier on.
Bit more leg is, well...
Ah, that's excellent.
Like that?
That is perfect, yeah, really nice. Yeah, thank you.
I thought you meant to be painting my face.
To secure a place at the final, they need to impress all 3 judges. So what did they make of the work so far?
Well, judges, we're halfway through the semi-final. Do you have any sense of the hierarchy that's emerging?
The good news about today is that we get to pick 3 to go forward, and we have quite a range of styles, actually, across the board today.
Let's start with Ellen and up.
She's been quite brave today. I think she's got a really good likeness. My worry, I suppose, if anything, is it a little bit sort of overly romantic?
This kind of full frontal, slightly tilted chin is like this face looming out of the darkness. But I think it's certainly a compelling piece of painting, and that's what we're looking for.
Now, Christel, when she won her heat, it was a green background behind Adrian. It's yellow today. How do you feel about it?
I like Christel's take on things because she reads it as yellow, so she's picking up on this kind of like sparkling energy of Elaine. It's this kind of show-stopping light behind her, which is the yellow.
I love her colours, but I think the lightness is a type rather than Elaine. There are a few of the artists today having problems with Elaine's lightness, and I'm wondering whether I don't know why that is.
Now, Toby, for my money, is the closest likeness.
Yeah.
Has he chosen too small a canvas?
That was my instinct at the beginning, but I think he's thinking I'm going to go small and I'm going to go perfect. And I'm going to produce something that will blow all the others out of the water despite their flamboyance.
Chris hasn't found a likeness yet.
I mean, wow, Chris has had quite a morning. I mean, I don't think we've really had that before, this sort of like real torture.
I find it really refreshing to see an artist who doesn't know what their path is, but I think it's really exciting.
It's certainly dramatic for all of us watching the tension he's going through. Now, Inga has flung herself at that canvas with enormous brio.
I have a confidence in what she's going to make for us. She's producing something that has quite a lot of power and quite a lot of strength. I love her sense of colour.
Yes, the colour of Elaine's dress is beautifully captured. I mean, there's some really beautiful observed passages of paint.
We've got a couple of artists today that have mixed the colour, have played around. I love that when you get a line of 8 and you've always got the renegade colour artists.
We've got 8 artists who are taking it incredibly serious.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just extraordinary, the power of concentration coming off them. I have no idea who's going to win.
Have you had a peek at all?
No, I haven't had a look. I want the big surprise, the big reveal.
The big reveal. And what are you looking for? Have you got anything in mind?
No, of course not. I did apologise to one of the gentlemen over here, saying I'm sorry that I don't have more cheekbones. Once it was said to me that I look like a potato on screen. So I just want to make sure I don't look like a King Edward or a Jersey Royal.
Elaine is kind of ensconced in this sort of great big dark rich space. I suppose she's like a queen in a kind of coronation hall. I did one little one, one medium-sized one and 2 big ones, and now I'm doing an oil painting, a large oil painting. What I'm after is a big theatrical experience.
Working on several canvases might be some artist's intention, but for others, it's more out of necessity.
Well, there's quite a saga, Chris, going on today.
Yeah, I started out on this canvas with a much smaller sitter. I've now made her a lot bigger in the composition, and I'm much happier with it as a result.
But were you planning on including a full length of Elaine?
Yes, I did, with
And the
the base
shoes.
as well. And the shoes, I wish I could have got the shoes in, but I've got the dress in there.
Are you a happier man this afternoon?
I'm happier now than I was 20 minutes ago.
Enjoy it.
I'm going to try to now, yes.
Christos, tell me where you are in the process of this portrait. Are you happy or are you unhappy? That's what I want to know.
I am beginning to be happier now.
Good.
I wanted that really dark blue there.
Oh, okay.
But it wouldn't show, so I had to put it on the floor and just try and force it.
So it sounds like it's starting to work better as a painting.
Exactly.
What now? What's left to do?
Something here is slightly amiss, and I don't want to just fill space, but it feels like somewhere slightly out of balance.
I really like the emptiness.
I like the emptiness as well.
Don't overdo it.
Thank you. The back of my head was going big speech bubble. Don't.
Don't overdo it.
Don't know.
You've heard it from the master.
The artists have just 30 minutes to go.
What I'm doing at the moment is I'm softening up the lines, then the whole image is a bit more easier on the eye. And I might just correct the lips very quickly.
I just want to refine some of the shapes and not over-refine them, not be too tiny, pokey, detail about it. I want to make sure that I'm not changing things for the sake of changing them. I've got to do it because I think it's the right thing to do.
In the face, every little mark can make a difference. And I've got really shaky hands. I want to make those nice, confident marks, but all the marks are a bit wobbly.
We're into the final stages of the artist's semi-final challenge, painting Elaine Paige.
I'm making final little touches and tidying up. There was a point where it just got, it got a bit heavy, yeah.
It's like a love-hate relationship. Like these dots in the background, I'm trying to kind of get that showbiz sparkle. So just kind of getting that balance right and just go with what I think looks good.
Sometimes I think it's Helen Mirren and not Elaine Paige, but it's definitely a blonde-haired lady in a dress sat on a chair.
Artists, you have 5 minutes left. 5 minutes.
Oh, God. I'm just doing the last few things. I quite like the toes, but apart from that, I'm not really thrilled with anything. Oh, I don't know.
I know I could have done better if I'd thought about it more before I launched in, if I'd composed it better, but I think I've managed to pull it back from disaster, at least.
Artists, your semi-final challenge is over.
Please put down your brushes and step away from your portrait.
After 4 hours of incredible poise, Elaine will finally get to see how 8 different artists see her and choose her favourite to take home.
You survived. How was it?
Yeah, much fun. I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see.
I know. You're about to be confronted by 8 Elaine Pages.
I know, it might be too much, probably.
Let's not put off the moment any longer. Artists, please turn your easels.
Oh, my. Goodness me. They're all so different.
So different.
And the legs, Charles, you got my legs in.
We've got 4 legs in total.
It's amazing. You're all absolutely amazing. Amazing.
Should we take a closer look?
Yes, let's. Oh, my goodness. It's very, very beautiful, and you've got the lovely folds in the taffeta and the dress, and it looks like me.
It does.
You've really captured the scene as it is. It's fantastic because the beautiful red drapes and it's kind of got a gloss to it, which is lovely. And yeah, I mean, it's just amazing. You have music in your ears throughout.
I did.
Were you listening to Elaine?
Absolutely. Yep.
She's lying, I can tell. It's beautiful anyway. It's a different sort of look, isn't it? The clarity of the line.
Yes.
It's stunning. Gosh, this is mysterious and sort of, well, in the distance, untouchable. It's
Thank you.
brilliant.
Thank you, Elaine.
I love that sweeping drape, and it's sort of got an impressionist feel about it, hasn't it?
Yes.
Beautiful. I can absolutely sort of see myself. It's a bit weird. It's smaller, obviously, than the others, and forces you to focus immediately on the face.
Yes.
It's stunning and very sort of free. I can see all the paint being brushed all over the place.
And hands.
And yes, I can see.
It's what you've been strangling Smurfs.
Well, it's amazing. You've seemed to have painted me sort of from underneath, and there is a slight haughtiness to it, I suppose,
Well,
you think?
strength, a strength.
Strength, OK.
Yes, a strength.
I can see the likeness. Gosh, woman, who are you? It's amazing.
Absolutely.
Gosh, if only I could do this.
It's a form of magic, isn't it?
But can you sing?
Well,
oh, my gosh.
there are 8 portraits. We have to choose one now.
Oh, my goodness. I'm the worst at making decisions at the best of times.
OK,
and
settle in, everybody. This could take a while.
I'm really torn because they all have something so individual. What I'm going to do? What am I going to do? I think I'm going to go fields.
Thank you so much.
I'm thrilled that Elaine chose my work. I wasn't sure what she was really thinking, so really surprised, but really happy.
After a hard day's painting, the artists have a tense wait while the judges discuss the artwork.
Semi-final and a noticeable tension today.
I think the game was on.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
They want to win, they want to get through to the next round.
And they took the brief seriously, which I liked, and tried to tell us more about Elaine than they would have normally.
So, Eleanor.
It's a very glamorous picture, isn't it?
Well, she looks like a star, and I think that's what Eleanor's captured so well.
You get that sense of a real presence. But, you know, Elaine's got a sort of grubby nose, like she's been reading a newspaper too closely.
Right. Christos was enormously confident. How's he done?
I love the fact that he worked big. I love the colours that he's used.
He relies so much on beautiful accidents of throwing paint around.
It's a canvas that looks like it's been in a fight.
Yeah.
And you sort of think you should see the other guy. Toby has zoomed right in on her face. What do you think of that?
If you didn't know who it was, you would know this person is on stage. The light is like a halo around her head.
I think Toby showed a real maturity today, but he stuck true to what he believed he could deliver, and that was a really good head study.
Charles has given us a sense of the whole body.
I think it's fantastic the way he's painted her toenails, but it seems like a different artist to me today. We've lost those thick, bold outlines.
Charles possibly came up against it because Elaine is blonde and has got light skin. It was very difficult to work with.
I think it might have been the same thing with Timothy, actually. It's almost like he had to bury her further and further away so that he wasn't having to deal with the realities of the beauty, the petiteness.
But I really like the way that he comes at it. It's literally through the lens of Timothy. It's like a grubby window.
Christel's portrait, to me, looks half like Elaine and half like Christabel. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I kind of. But what Christabel is phenomenal at is putting down paint. There's just a yumminess that when you look at it, you want to lick it almost.
But let's cut to the chase. We can't consider all these paintings without using the word yellow.
The yellow is what she sees emanating from the light. You know, she took our brief, she interpreted it in the way she wanted to.
I would also say that I have licked that painting and I wouldn't recommend it. Inga went off like a rocket.
What she does, she creates this furnace in the morning and she allows the kind of heat to burn all day while still being able to refine it.
And I love Inga's sort of instinctive way in which she understands about composition and colour. I think there's a lot of energy there.
Chris had a bit of drama today, didn't he?
Yeah.
How did he come out in the end?
I thought he came out great. Somehow, he's made it work.
I think we're looking at a different paintings, Taishan Schoenberg. I have a real problem with the proportions. It's almost like he's made her head too big for the body on which it's sitting.
But, you know, I really, really, really salute him for keeping on trying to find solutions to the problems of painting. You know, we knew today wouldn't be easy, and it's great to see artists really be able to respond to the challenge.
Well, there we are. It's been a tense day. Difficult to choose 3.
Easier than choosing one. I can see by their faces we're going to have to argue.
Go for it.
With 8 artists and only 3 places at the final, the judges assess the artwork more closely.
I'm very happy leaving that one there.
I can leave
actually.
that one.
Are you happy leaving that one there?
Yeah, it's a pity. That was going places. That is very strong. That is.
I think this is a contender. We've got another contender here,
Yeah.
and actually that one there too.
Out of all the artists, these 3 were actually the most successful on the day today, for me.
Yeah. Okay, so...
Done.
Well,
Done.
we
Yeah.
agree. Fantastic. We've got
Ooh.
3 very good finalists.
Very nice.
Artists, it's a great achievement to have made it this far, and I hope you've enjoyed the experience as much as we have enjoyed watching you all work. Sadly, though, only 3 of you can go through to the final, and the judges have made their decision. The first artist they have chosen is Inga du Plessis.
The second artist is Christel Blackburn.
The third finalist is Toby Michaels.
I am absolutely over the moon about getting to the final. Thought I was going to start crying, to be fair. It's been a long day, it's been a struggle at times. I'm actually quite proud of myself.
I'm completely gobsmacked. I can't believe I'm through to the final. I'm honoured. The other finalists, I love their work. There's no comparison, it's completely different. And, you know, that's wonderful.
It's amazing. I feel like I'm dreaming a bit. There's great, great painters in this semi-final, so can't believe it. It's all very overwhelming, it really is.
Inga, Toby and Christel are our finalists because they responded to the brief, but actually they did it while staying true to who they are as an artist. And they've got to nail it at the final. But I'm really excited by all 3 of these artists.